Um, let's see if I can manage not to forget to open my chat like I did last time. Of course, not knowing where the button is probably doesn't help. Okay. Now, where was I? Let's just get right into it. I think I hit this level and then logged out, or this area and logged out. Little quick ethereal knives action until we get the tornado. Always grab this one, makes you move a little bit faster. Well, at least hopefully you get the movement speed one, I should say. Oh, there it is, in that corner. I was like, there's nothing up here. There is, in fact, something up here. I have not watched the GGG reveal yet. Ow.
My shadow continues to nip at my heels. Bag it and tag it, boys and girls. Enough of this.
Please.
Watch yourself.
I think Tornado is level 34. I'm actually going to put on Pearls of Sawatha, even though I don't need them. Just for the resists and elemental damage. Yes, strictly speaking, taming would be better, but I actually don't know what level taming is. Fury. Alright, let's get this bullshit started. All the way back over here, you say? Now I'm happy. Now we've got the third bust, which means I should be a happy camper. I do want to know, did they release patch notes for the new patch? Oh, they did not do any balance changes. That's ballsy. That's ballsy and iffy, honestly, with no balance changes. And I'll have to look more into it because I didn't watch the reveal. But I personally don't give a flying semblance of a fuck about swords in PoE 2. So if the duelist is really all they're releasing and then it's just a mini event, I'm probably going to hit it with a Control-Alt Skipper-Rooney. I need to be farming some more of these pearls. Especially if this build pops off like I think it's about to. Yeah, but it gets smashed on. Oh man. My chance to poison is not currently 100%. That is something I need to keep in mind.
Not a speck of dust or brick out of place. Someone's got to.
Big Sky Hand. Flattens Buddy to a pulp. Weird pathing. So wait, so was that whole wing for nothing, or am I guess so? Wow, that's disappointing. What's up, Black Label? It's going well. How are you? You got any rain where you are? Over here, not so bad. No? Oh, well. We saw some specks of drizzle where I am. Just try it. Okay. Okay. Now where are my forbidden... whatever the fucks? There they are. Okay, so now, everything can poison now. Sneeze almost killed me. Alright, so like I was saying, everything can poison now. Let's just send some cold air down. Yeah, well, I don't know if we're gonna get that. It's gonna be hot for another few months still. Where did I say I was going next? Reservation. So we can start with some damage nodes. Can't put on the pearls just yet, but might as well have them. Yeah. Nice 81 degree uh, Christmas Day. Call me biased, but I enjoy those. I'm sure there's somewhere useful I can shove that. Oh, I didn't check to see if we could put Asenauts on. You remember what level those are?
I am inside the Blackguard stronghold. Fox in a henhouse.
Now. They are now, is the level. Which is good because spell damage does not affect what we're trying to do. Now I don't need to worry about temp chains, only about despair. Are my Imperial Gardens ready? I don't feel like I am. Word. I've already taken the sewers. I'm already in the Ebony Barracks. Yeah, no, we haven't gone up yet. Dude, I had about the sequence break the whole act and just be confused when I couldn't go up the tower. Like, leveling it is the exact same. Too many elementalists. I do not often play shadows, so... Is it? Isn't Tendrils a channel? Question mark? But they still feel the same? Like they play the same? Is that what it is? I see. I will say, early leveling with Ethereal Knives feels nice. Yeah, you gotta get completely out of that niche. Did you take a look at the PoE2 reveal at all today? But I have not. No. Yeah, I just looked to see when it was. It's next Friday, so it took off next Friday. Unsure if going to play though. Ah. I also haven't taken a look at any of the GTA 6 stuff, the leaks or the official. When is War Dog's release? Oh, okay, you got 2 weeks. Oh, lame. Dude, what the fuck? I heard they messed with Trial of Chaos. Or not heard, I saw it on Reddit, but I didn't look into what that meant. Hopefully they deleted it. Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna get that win, Chief.
It's been a grand experience. Time we saw the results.
This mana pot sucks.
Damn you!
I try not to take my work personally, but you, piety, were a satisfying exception.
How tanky is it? And I guess the real question is, what content are you doing with it?
There is nothing else.
Boys, bring me some.
Be careful.
It's like tanky for mapping and tanking for delve or ultimatum are not the same, right? Oh, 12-mod maps. Yeah, so it only has to be moderately tanky to begin with. What's the damage on it like? Should I get an ascendancy? I mean, I guess we might as well. I don't know. I put Saboteur on here, but I'm actually not sold on Saboteur being the undisputed direction I'm head in.
I don't think I need to be doing that.
Stand before the gates of the Lord.
I do know that I'm already stealing the poison node from Assassin, and there's nothing else in Assassin worth having. Like, the game almost needs a different poison ascendancy, because it has two separate half-ass poison ascendancies. To me, that just feels bad.
The weary traveler grows cold. What defiles the energy? What defiles the energy? You were born this. Those who stand should never outnumber the
You think poison needs more tree support? Maybe. Or maybe it just needs perfect agony to not be useless. I think this build could work. Tornado of Elemental Turbulence hits 4 times a second. So I think we'll be able to get the damage we need. I'd like to add it to more builds as a layer of damage. Oh, poison. Yeah.
To entertain doubt is to dance with the Emperor beckons, and the world attends.
Oh, that thunder's nice and loud. Nice and loud. But yeah, so I guess I hear what you're saying then. But I would also argue that it needs more support gems that do double duty. So less things like damaging ailments, right? Like I need higher hit damage and higher poison damage. So more stuff like cruelty. So that we can get both. So I can do 200 hit DPS and be dot capped at the same time. 200 million, I should say.
Strike with fidelity.
Yeah, these Titans going ham. 3 keys.
Before the goddess of justice, you are holy. Receive our blessings, embrace our gifts, and rise, ascendant. For this is the ending.
Okay, let's look at them. So I already have infused toxins, right? None of this critical shit does anything. We don't care about any of that. Elusive. Now, because I still have to have crit to have elusive. So no. Okay. Shadow. I really don't want to go energy shield. I just, like, I know it could be good, but I just don't feel like dealing with the hassle. And maybe that's a dumb way to approach this. And I should just go energy shield, right? But if I did, I could get frenzy charges, but I don't even know how I would generate frenzy charges. Polymath. I mean, I'm going to have a lot of uniques. I'm not going to make it to 21,000 energy shield. But maybe this is the one we go. We're talking about escape artists, right? I could have energy shield leech. I don't care about this. And then either polymath or swift killer. Okay. What about Sab? Cooldown recovery. I don't have any cooldowns in the build. Area damage. I don't know that that affects poison. I don't think it does. Critical strike, cares, trigger bots, not triggering. Not using traps. Not using traps or mines. So the blind ascendancy is good. And I guess demolition specialist could be good. Fine, we'll go trickster, I guess. I need to start taking my masteries. How does polymath work with the little ascendancy tattoo? What are they called? Rune graphs? Polymath. And it doesn't work with rune graphs. That sounds shitty. How do we generate frenzy charges? Okay, ones. On kill. Which means it'll be useless against a boss. On kill and poisons. Kill. Kill. Damn. Things on kill. On kill. On a critical strike if I was going to use a weapon. Oh, only for bleeding. Does this have a Foulborn version? No? Whack. Lose one each second. Okay. Well, gain a frenzy charge on hit, but I have to be bleeding. Might make myself unaffected by bleeding. And the red trail wouldn't be bad, except it's a shitty boot otherwise. This looks poopy, my friend. Where's the one? Here we go. So, Eternal, there's a chance to generate a frenzy charge. Which one is Eternal again? Oh, okay. Timeless Jewel. Is that Elegant Hubris? Lethal Pride. I don't remember. Not that one. I think it's Elegant Hubris. There's a chance for Frenzy Charge on hits. Maybe that's the way we go? If we're gonna go Swift Killer. These all feel pretty ass. And that's what sucks, right? Like, I have to go Shadow in order to have Infused Toxins. But everything else in Shadow feels bad. Poison you inflict with critical strikes, deals 20% more damage. Great. Tell you what, we're gonna go assassin for now, and we're gonna switch later. I just want this chance to poison on hit. Well, I'm using Forbidden Jewels to get Infused Toxin, and then I wanted to go a different Ascendancy. But now that I'm here, the other Ascendancies also look bad. It's going to end up being Trickster, like you said. And there's nothing, because, you know, when in doubt, just go tankier, right? And I know that's pigeonholing me into Energy Shield, but Energy Shield's better than being squishy. Excuse me. So I'm going to go Assassin first, and then I will probably spec out of it later. Probably into Trickster into some sort of CI setup. Because 8,000 Energy Shield sounds better than whatever life. The Ascendancy will give me Leech. And then I can use the Watcher's Eye with Discipline to give myself Energy Shield on hit also. Just because with all 3 tornadoes up, you're hitting 12 times a second. So even if it's only giving 30, that's what, 360 Energy Shield on hit? Shit's not that much. I've done another version or leveled another version of the build using Cast While Channeling and Festering Resentment. You bought the Zealotry one because Wrath is too expensive. Which one? What are we talking about? Watchers with ESI hit. Oh, there's more than one? I thought it was Discipline that was ES on hit, not Zealotry. And I definitely didn't know it was Wrath. Promise I'm learning something right now. Oh, I see what you're saying. Guy.
I've dealt with far darker shadows than you, Exile.
Eh, that is expensive. You ever met the true face of God, Exile?
Have you ever seen the true face of God, Exile? Die! This world is an illusion, Exile.
They put a lot of effort into it. Moist Heist might go core. But then again, they put a lot of effort into Tota. So,
Ta-ta. Not a cop.
All this water and not a single word.
I couldn't care less if it goes core or not. There's nothing about it I enjoy. And even the people running it who are like, it's so profitable, blah, blah, blah. It's not that it's profitable, it's that everything else isn't. Any sort of loot or itemization changes, that shit's gonna suck. Yeah, I enjoy not doing it. endless water delve or fuck is I don't even know what the mechanic is called, honestly. I need to get some life regen and put life tap on this shit. I should change that out. Yeah, I could be like, I agree. You get no argument from me there. Let's just jack up Metamorph and bring that shit back. 110 to 165. 26 to 38. Alright, poison tornadoes are go.
I just killed an emperor with a feather.
Okay, where else are we going on this travel tree? Already got this poison. I've already got these. Is it really that hard to control?
Yo.
Oh, what up, friend?
Not a lot. How you doing?
Chillin'. I typically just come in here and sit because no one ever comes in the room.
Yeah, I do that sometimes. I mean, I do that waiting for one of you guys, but sometimes no one shows up.
Mm-hmm.
What you up to?
Leveling a new build in Path of Exile 1. And considering watching, they just did another announcement for the new Path of Exile 2 event next week, but I haven't watched it yet.
When was the last time you played two?
Before this one came out. So 6 weeks probably.
Yeah, fair. It's more recent than I
Nah.
expected.
I'm used to Soul Eater Frostblink. That's how I delve on that trapper build I have. Yeah, I've definitely played Power World since I played 2, so.
One of those is more fun.
Certainly provides more dopamine.
Yeah, I can't really say anything. I haven't played it since the initial launch.
What's up, Jim? No, they don't. Because it's elemental turbulence. So it's not the one that soaks up projectiles at all. And yeah, I've been saying that I wanted to do a hard run on Pal World. I need to get that done. I do still want to do a hard run, but not hardcore on Pal World. Want everything to be able to kill me, not kill me and then waste all my time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim, I am.
I mean, most of the game is pretty much like that on normal settings, except for the like final end game raids.
Mm-hmm.
Those feel like they waste your time.
Yeah, we still haven't decided what else we're going to do in the Ascendancy, though, is one of the problems we're dealing with. Because I Forbidden Flame, Forbidden Flesh that node. Because Assassin just looks so bad. But honestly, Trickster and Sabo don't look too much better. Yeah, Shadow's pretty brutal right now.
I see ya.
We Deshret will be remembered.
I understand. You've done what I'm proud of. Exile.
What are you up to?
I was just watching you at the moment. Trying to find something to play.
Sabo really feels like it's only good if you want to do some trigger bot nonsense. And Trickster has understandably been nerfed like a whole lot of times in a row. And Assassin's not a bad. Assassin is a great ascendancy for crits, not for poisons, and for people who don't mind dying. But I have like a baseline level of tankiness that I need to be able to maintain, or I'll be unhappy. And I don't know how Assassin is going to help me get there since it has nothing tanky in its tree. Wish I could just do this shit on an Elementalist and call it a day.
New build sure looks like a lot of fun though.
Yeah, just tornadoes that poison. Aw, that's my first death. That blows. I blame you.
Happy to help.
The premise is the assassin has a notable that says all damage can contribute to poison instead of it just being physical and chaos. And the skill I'm using is a physical skill that randomly chooses an element and then converts all of its damage to that element. But since all poison can contribute, regardless of what element it selects, it's always poisoning.
Right, so your giant fire tornado does poison damage.
Right. And it can apparently also be blocked by ice walls.
fury.
Actually, what I need to be doing, I guess, is going to Eldritch Battery. 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting discipline. Gives me 94. What level is full tether? It's not the belt I'm thinking of. Bated breath. That's the belt I'm thinking of. Can't believe I don't have one of those lying around.
Oh, wish I'd kept that one. Return soon, yes?
Should take care of my casting problems. Thunder is a lot. Oh. Hey, we can't stand in the death beam.
Well done, assassin.
Turns out we ain't got it like
Another
that.
satisfied customer. It was meant.
I'm working with
We have 0 life regen right now, by the way. All 3 of them, right? Yeah. Now, I don't actually think there's anything stopping me from also throwing down like 3 seismic traps,
Before
right?
we walk this path together, it's important
For extra
that you
damage.
understand one thing about me. I don't regret a single the moment.
I followed your performance, my anti-hero of hubris, and I very much enjoyed it. Now you and I will create the most nightmarish of finales together. We're going to make your death really count for something.
Now, Exile!
Yeah, there's no reason not to.
Now, let us see if you truly
It
understand.
will scale in all the exact same ways, I think.
Accept the gift of is the true why. They were so in love with death.
Whole lot going on the screen right there. Yeah, quite a bit to look at there.
until next time.
Go where you are needed.
Little. Life will go on.
What does vile toxins look like when it scales? Eight, so I can do 40% more damage with hits. It's only 19 more with poison. Does Unleash have a damage penalty? Sucks.
They all leave me.
There's regular tornado.
Our hopes are with you.
Can I help?
Hail, Godslayer!
Guess it's just supplemental damage when I have nothing else to press, right? Lord. It's tanky. Get out of here before he kills me. Jesus. Looks like we zigged when we should have zagged. Maybe that's how I justify it. Maybe I go Saboteur for a chain reaction on the traps.
For free. Greetings. Unlike some. Now where was I?
The bonuses from blind and all that stuff. Alright, moving right along. This feels good, this feels good. Guess I should turn off my work communication. That noise drives me literally batshit. Fight takes way too long because of all the invincibility phases. I prefer the second version so much better, where it just falls over and dies. It doesn't waste our time. You too, yeah. Also, I think there should be a wand mastery that allows you to equip a melee weapon in the other hand. Let's open that puppy up, shall we? Cool.
Time waits for no one. Yes, I'll follow. Yes, I'll follow. Just try not to talk to me.
A new mercenary is so nice. Yes, I'll follow, just try not to talk to me. Okay.
get to join you. Wonderful.
Just a second. All right, I'm back. Where was I?
Thank you. Beautiful. Once keeps not all. Remember,
I suppose. Now, where...
Plan, don't ever give up.
Okay, so that's all I needed there. 20%. I think I'm already capped though. Taking less critical damage will be nice, but not necessary right now. Let's get that for one. What's up, Shug? How you doing, bro? You're doing. Understandable. I haven't watched the reveal yet. I tell you what, let's kill Kataba and watch it. How about that? Then I'll answer your question. Tell you one thing I do need is advanced traps. Mm-hmm. Good fight, good fight. Okay. 0.55 revealed. Okay. During GGG Live, we revealed next, releasing September 4th at 1 p.m. So I took Friday off, but it doesn't start till 3 my time. So maybe the smarter thing would have been to take Saturday off. Whatever. This patch introduces the new event league, Forbidden Rights, 8 new challenges, exclusive rewards, major trial overhaul, blah 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 blah. Can't click on any of these. The Duelist Deep Dive.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers, Game Director on Path
Yeah, I
of
am.
Exile 2, and today I'm excited to show off our new class, the Duelist, which will be available in the 1.0 release on December the 11th. But for those of you who just can't wait until 1.0 later this year, after showing the Duelist, we'll also be showing off a new event based on the Ritual League called the Forbidden Rights, which will be releasing next week along with the 055 update. And after all that, a Q&A with Ziggy D to answer your questions from Twitch chat. But not only that, afterwards we'll be going straight to the final qualifier for the PoE2 races, the winner of which will be going to ExileCon in November to compete in the finals.
Yeah,
First,
races.
The Duelist. Now the Duelist comes with a new weapon type that it's kind of crazy we didn't have, swords. And with each new weapon type, we want to make sure that the playstyle feels different to all the others. So what defines combat with a sword? To us, it's that feeling of flow, from attack to attack, and from stance to stance. And what better place to demonstrate the Duelist's abilities than the ruins of the Grand Arena? The corpses of the dead continue to fight endlessly as the arena collapses around them. And should you get to the center, you'll be able to face Thrax, their champion. The first mechanic we need to talk about is Ready Stance. After using some Duelist skills, you can keep holding the button to ready your blades for your next strike. Normally, your basic sword slash would look like this. But in Ready Stance, it turns into a deadly AoE slash instead. Your Ready Stance also has the ability to be upgraded.
Oh,
This
God.
is Sand Scour, another Ready Stance attack. And if you stun enemies with it, you'll enter Sand Stance. And using this with your default attack will send out a Sand Disc. But default attack isn't the only ability that can be modified by your stance. Like Perforate, for example. This skill is a triple stab, where the third strike sends out drills, bleeding your enemies. But from Ready Stance, you can skip right to the drills. If you use it from Sand Stance though, it will send out a bunch of mini sand discs from every enemy it hits. Perfect for large packs. Together, these basic abilities give a very unique feel to sword combat. It's quite different than any other class we've made, flowing from ability to ability. There's also
I don't like
some
that at
abilities
all.
that you can use while in Ready Stance, without breaking it. A good example are war cries, like this one, Intimidate.
Time to die!
Use it to deliver a cutting insult to your foe, intimidating them and causing your next attack to knock them off balance.
Okay, so one thing I do like, since there's a new war cry, hopefully it has good, what do you call them? Tags, so that I can get to a level 40 corrupting cry, maybe? Question mark?
Another great ability you can use already is Rending Dash. This movement skill slices through monsters, but since you stay in Ready Stance, it allows you to reposition to the perfect angle to strike. So far, we've been using Sand Stance to tackle these enemies. But what about Blood Stance? For that, we'll need to switch from two-hand to dual wield. Now with swords, we wanted to make sure that the different options of one-hand, two-hand, or dual wield each have their own interesting playstyle. So unlike other weapon types, dual-wielding swords gives you the ability to parry attacks. Follow up with Bloody Blade to enter Blood Stance. When using this one with default attack, you'll create a deadly blood wave, causing your enemies to bleed. And of course, Blood Stance will also work with other skills that benefit from stances. So use it with Perforate, for example, and you'll get a bunch of mini blood novas. Once your enemies are bleeding, you might want to try out Hemorrhage. This skill creates deadly blood slashes that drastically speed up the bleeding on your enemies. And once the enemies have built up enough blood loss, slice through them with a Rending Dash to consume all the blood loss for a giga bleed.
Damn.
Now one skill we
That's
couldn't
a
have
lot
made
of
the Duelist
buttons.
without is Cyclone. It's an absolute fan favorite, and just like before, when using it, you can spin to win. But this class is all about using stances, so how about we try it with one of those? Use Cyclone from Sand Stance, and you'll be spewing sand discs at your enemies left and right. Great for AoE
So that
clear.
looks cool.
Now parry also had a significant upgrade compared to before, and it's a lot more reliable now. But there's also another way to parry monsters that doesn't require waiting for them to attack you. By switching to a shield, you can now bash enemies straight out of Ready Stance to parry them without waiting for an attack.
Okay. I don't like parry, I don't like block, except that there's that shield that makes the parry debuff increase spell damage instead. So if I can cast the totem and then auto parry them with a shield bash, we could be doing a lot of damage. That could be cool.
During the arena's heyday, challengers would first have to face deadly beasts to test their mettle, so why should it be any different now? Before you can face Thrax, you will need to defeat these dangerous adversaries to prove your worth. Another trick the duelist has up his sleeves are buried blades. Earthrend creates blades that slice through the ground towards your enemies, and once in the ground, these blades have a few uses. The first one of these can be done using charged slash.
Yeah, Perpy.
The basic version is a simple lightning.
This is not making me want to play melee.
It changes
So.
into a deadly spin, sending out lightning projectiles. But charged slash can also be used with the buried blades. Hitting them will turn them into mini Tesla coils, dealing lightning damage to nearby enemies. It seems here we have a warrior who refused to die. I'm sure we could put his equipment to better use.
Just a petty thief.
Quiet. I've no guilt in this.
You could also switch to a two-hander to plunge your blade into the ground, sending out a set of 3 blades that explode. But if you use Earthrend first, then you can get even more blades, and the blade plunge will make all of them explode. If you want an even greater field of blades, using Ready Stance with Earthrend has an interesting effect. Instead of creating one blade, it makes an entire wall of them. You can also hold the blade plunge skill to charge up the swords even further before they explode. Ooh,
I don't want
watch
to
out for
press
those
this many
chimeras.
buttons.
So for maximum damage, use Ready Stance into Earthrend.
Is this
charge
supposed to
Knob,
be like a
charge
trial
slash,
or something?
and do a held blade plunge for a massive explosion. But that's not all. Blood and sand work with the blade plunge too, to empower all your buried blades. Use it with sand to generate continuous sandstorms around all your blades. And this can be a devastating combo to blend bosses. Or use it with blood to create blood pools around each blade. Cycloning through the blood pools will add blood to your cyclone, so that can be a fun option. But while we're talking about that, Cyclone counts as a storm, so it can pick up other elemental ground effects too. Blade Conduit will summon a bolt of lightning to your blade and create shocking ground, and cycloning through it will add lightning to your cyclone. Combine it with the blood to get both effects. And of course it's possible to get blood, sand, ice, fire, and lightning all at the same time in your cyclone. You guys will have to work out a good build for that yourselves. Already you can see from just the tools I've shown you, this class has a lot of interesting combinations of abilities. With even just a few skills, there are a huge number of options you can do in combat. Now before we get to the boss fight of this area, there's just one more skill I'd like to show you. World Cutter. Charge it up and unleash the ultimate slash. But that's not all. Like so many of the duelist abilities, it can be further enhanced with Blood Stance, or Sand Stance too. Alright, so those are just a few of the tools the duelist has at his disposal. So let's use them to face the true threat, Thrax, the champion of the arena.
Come to Thrax, little one.
If I was one of those people who spent the last 5 patches begging for swords, I'd be so mad right now. They are, but I hope they don't do anything stupid like this. Look at that skill bar. Look at all those skills, different skills he has on there. Oh god. Oh god.
Abilities there are for the duelist in the end, quite unlike any other ARPG. But we also wanted to show what kind of possibilities there are for the duelist in the endgame. To do that, I'll hand things over to Mark.
That was 2 minutes
Hi,
long.
I'm Mark Roberts. From the afterlife, they offer their sword back to you in respect. The bread and butter of this build uses Earthrend, supported by the lineage support Calm's Madness, to maximize the efficiency of creating buried blades. It
Bro,
combines
people were
that
saying
with
that
the
in
blade
chat. What is
conduit
Veronica?
to charge up all the blades with lightning. You can also use the astral projector support on it to be able to do so from ranged. if you want to minimize risk and place shock ground underneath your enemies. We also have Earthrend supported by Electrocute, so that we can keep the enemies crowd controlled. Then it's just simple. Spam Earthrend, occasionally using Blade Conduit to refresh the charged lightning or the blades.
Got
For
it.
stronger enemies, or larger packs, we want to be able to get sand stuns. The best way to do that while clearing is using Combat Frenzy. Simple, now you're generating frenzy charges. With those, we can use Sand Scour to enter sand stuns. And from sand stuns, use Blade Plunge to cause sand discs to appear on all of our many buried blades, covering the screen in storms of sand. Of course, you want to use eroding sands too, because as the sand discs are doing many small hits, you want to make sure enemies have as little armor as possible for maximum damage. Alongside that, since we're doing lightning damage, we're also going to throw in the new support Sandstorm, which causes our sand discs to become infused with lightning. The other tool we're using is this support, which causes all your buried blades to add miniature auras that give you damage. To double down on that further, we have this new passive skill Notable, which also causes your buried blades to make you angry, causing you to generate rage on hit while near them. With those, we want even more buried blades. So, let's take it to the extreme. And for that we have this skill, Rain of Steel, which allows you to call down a whole ruckus of swords, covering the entire battlefield in buried blades. It's pretty obvious what to do next. Just use the existing combos, and the entire screen becomes surging with lightning as sand discs run wild.
It's kind of cool.
There's more coming even still. Alongside the Duelist, we've made a whole bunch of new epic swords. I mean, just look at them all. This build in particular uses this sword, which causes all your buried blades to be enhanced by Karui magic and become ancestrally boosted. Then, take these new passive skill notables, specifically for boosted attacks, to improve your efficiency even further. There's a few new ways to boost attacks with the Duelist, and we're excited for you to discover and integrate them into your builds. With all that combined, look at this actual mayhem. Now, we tried to not use unique items on this build, as we wanted to show its potential with just standard gear and skills. But this next one is a different story. So, let's move on to our second build. Here we have the Scourge Walker. For this build, we wanted to do Cyclone with a twist. For that, we're going to use some uniques, starting with a new sword being introduced alongside the Duelist, Oro's Sacrifice.
I remember that item.
This sword grants a ton of fire damage, at the expense of your physical damage, and grants a new skill called Infernal Step. Infernal Step itself is pretty fun, and pretty epic. Use it as you flicker around, burning enemies as you strike them. Be wary though, there are both upsides and downsides to using this skill consecutively. Each use gains you a stack of Sacrificial Flame. While this isn't inherently a downside, using Infernal Step while you have Sacrificial Flame causes you to take fire damage, and the more you have, the more you take. So you want to make sure you mitigate as much fire damage taken as possible. In order to do this, we're using even more uniques, like these, which have received some changes: Molten Tenet and Zoph's Blood.
Physical is extra fire. Physical damage. Okay, so you're recouping. 94 fire res. It's pretty busted. So it sounds like we're trying to make the whatchamacallit not suck. The other warrior ascendancy.
Then we've just gone and used good armor gear in our core armor slots to stack up as much defense as possible. So, what about damage? We're doing a few things here that are pretty out there. Given we're using Oro's Sacrifice, we're dealing purely fire damage. However, we still need to be able to bleed for some huge DPS you'll see soon. To do that, we're using this unique ring, Blistering Bond. This allows our fire damage to scale bleeding, instead of physical damage. Our last unique is Barrack's Respite. As
That
said
is a lot of
originally,
uniques.
we want a Cyclone, which is a wind skill, and can benefit from elemental ground surfaces. Now, our Cyclone is a fiery vortex. One last thing to note before showcasing our Scourgewalker in action
You NPC
is
all
that
of them.
Oro's Sacrifice also grants you frenzy charges while at maximum sacrificial flame. This will allow us to fold Bloodied Blade into our rotation between Cyclone sessions to get Blood Enhanced Cyclone. Alright, now you can see our basic rotation. First, we use Infernal Step a few times. Then, once we have a frenzy charge, we use Bloodied Blade. This puts us in Blood stance. And then it's simple. Cyclone away. As you can see, we have the perfect harmony of demonic powers. Blood and fire fill the screen. Honestly though, we need to add some horror and flesh to the build to really embrace the fantasy. For that, let's use this new support gem, which we will put on our Cyclone. Given we're already bleeding, this can cause enemies to shed chunks of flesh when hit, which explode after a short delay. Check out this ruckus. Oh, and while we're at it, let's add even more fire by using the Fan the Flame support. At this point, you can already see how much this is getting out of control. I love it. You may notice we have an excess of frenzy charges. So, you want to throw on Echoing Strikes, which consumes all your frenzy charges to cause our next Cyclone to create a bunch of Cyclones. Feel free to add Infernal Cry to the mix, cause why not? Okay, well it's already pretty damn strong, but we can push it further. What about single target? For that, we're going to make use of our second weapon set, and use a one-hand sword and Targe, which grants parry. However, instead of using a regular Targe, we're going to use this Runeforged Targe, which grants us a special version of parry that maintains its stances when used. So if you are in Blood stance and use it, you will remain in Blood stance afterwards. This includes while using the dashing parry that Jonathan mentioned earlier. We are going to want our parry debuff duration to be as long as possible, so we can spend more time spinning. To get that, we're using another new sword base type. This one adds base duration to parry. We've also then invested into as much parry duration in this weapon set as possible on new passives on the tree. Now, we can make this even better by using a new support that allows our parry to apply Armor Break. And to get it to benefit from our fire damage, we will anoint the Molten One's gift on our amulet. Now, our Armor Break causes enemies to take extra fire damage. So now, we just get into Blood stance using Bloodied Blade, use parry, which dashes in, keeping us in Blood stance, then we Cyclone our way to glory. Don't forget to also use Echoing Strikes once you get enough frenzy charges. I mean, just look at this damage. You may have noticed we didn't show any Ascendancy classes.
Sure didn't.
That's right. These builds weren't even Ascended, so their build potential goes so much higher. And the Ascendancies are pretty epic. Here's some art to tease them. But to find out more about that, you'll have to check them out when we show them at ExileCon later this year. We hope you enjoyed our Duelist demonstration. We're really excited to have you get your hands on it and start slicing and dicing throughout Rayclast. Now, Path of Exile 2's full 1.0 launch is later this year on December 11th.
Is that not coming next
But if you
week?
just can't wait till then, next week we are doing our 055 update, and it includes a bunch of changes as well as a new event. Given that,
Yeah.
it's finally time to talk about...
Wait. Did I just watch all that shit and none of that's coming next week? Is everything it just showed me coming in fucking December? I've been watching for 20 minutes. Oh my
Forbidden
god.
Rites, a new event based on the Ritual League that will be starting with our 055 patch next week. But that's not all. We also have a massive overhaul to the Trial of Chaos, some new in-game Abyss content, and more. So, let's dive straight into it. The King in the Mists and his cultists, left unchecked, have spread their influence.
Wow.
By his will, the Nameless have been performing gruesome rituals throughout Rayclast. all the way from the forests of Ogum to the deserts of the Marraketh, and even Utsal and the Karui Islands, afflicting everything around them with a foreboding darkness. As you can see, they've been quite successful in their efforts, and if not stopped soon, who knows what will become of Rayclast. During the Forbidden Rites event, your goal is to put an end to their nefarious plans. In each area of the campaign, you'll find a ritual encounter. For those unfamiliar, these are effigies that are guarded by the Nameless and their servants. By defeating them within the ritual site, you can then activate the effigy and fight them again as they are revived by dark magic, all whilst various plagues will try to kill you. Defeating the revived monsters causes their blood to go to the effigy to be used as tribute.
But I
After
hate
the
ritual.
encounter, use the tribute you earned to acquire rewards.
Nothing wrong with it,
These
except that
rituals,
one time I
unlike
got
their
a
in-game counterparts, will not
headhunter that I
exclusively
couldn't
reward
defer,
unique items,
and I've blocked it
instead
ever
will
since.
give you a bunch of items useful for leveling, like currency for crafting your gear alongside a bunch of equipment. Ultimately, in every area, you get to kill some monsters and then go on a small shopping spree. However, we know people liked having unique item rewards from Ritual, and we wanted that to still be present in the campaign, but we just couldn't give one out in every single area. Throughout each act, 2 times, and once in each interlude part, you'll see these clusters of more epic ritual effigies on the world map. When you reach these areas, you'll notice that unlike normal, the effigies aren't just in a random location in the area, but they're on top of the area's boss fight. By completing these boss rituals, the boss will then be carried forward and added to the next ritual in the cluster in the next area, where you'll face it as part of an increasingly dangerous series of boss waves. For example, the first cluster you'll encounter is shown here, containing large effigies in Clearfell,
Got it,
Morghast,
ritual. What's new?
alongside the Hag and the Devourer. Its boss, the Rotten Druid, and the previous. That's where the unique rewards come into play. By completing these epic boss ritual encounters, you then get to spend your tribute on unique items. Given ritual is the content of the league, we wanted to make sure it worked in multiplayer well. Historically, only the creator of the area gets to spend tribute at the end, while your friends just have to watch. We've made some improvements to this experience. In 055, every party member earns their own tribute and can spend it on their own rewards, so
That's
no
cool.
one has to miss out. In order to make it not too rewarding in groups, we've restricted it so party members are unable to reroll the shop and they have fewer options available to choose from. So that's the campaign and a multiplayer improvement, but what about the endgame? Given that ritual was already available to be added to your maps, well, once you reach the endgame, you'll still have ritual encounters in every area, and they'll still give unique items and omens, but we've added one extra mechanic here to add new difficulty and reward heights to your in-game maps. After completing rituals in in-game, you want to keep an eye out for this item, a Sacred Bloom, which you can spend tribute on to acquire. If you happen to find one, you can then use it and apply an entrance to the Wildwood to an in-game map of your choice on the Atlas. Then, when you enter that map, you'll find this entrance at the start of the area. By entering it, you're sent into the Wildwood. You have limited time here, but while in the Wildwood you can find wisps, and you want to follow the trails of them and collect as many as possible. There are 3 different types of wisps: primal, and influencing many monsters. Primal wisps, when freed, can cause normal monsters to become magic monsters.
It looks
Vivid
like
wisps,
it.
when freed, can add additional modifiers
the
to
same
rare
icon.
monsters. And wild wisps add rarity of items dropped to all monsters. Wisps, if you really want to juice your maps. And by using ritual tablets, you can increase the amount of wisps found while in the Wildwood. Be warned though, while affected monsters drop better items, the wisps also empower them, making them considerably more difficult opportunity to start in a fresh economy. For those of you who enjoy having clear goals to work towards, this event league also introduces a new set.
After seeing all this, I wasn't gonna play it. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'd rather keep playing PoE 1. But I told myself that I was gonna do every challenge league because I started PoE 1 so late and I can't do this. So...
Of
Fuck.
8 challenges. These include completing the campaign rituals, defeating named rare monsters, reaching level 90, and more. Completing them will earn you 4 exclusive cosmetic rewards and a statue for
You
your
don't wanna
hideout to
play?
commemorate your success.
Are you making fun of me?
Swarm
the
your
statue I
enemies
need.
with the
Fuck.
locust footprint effect. And send your foes scurrying to their demise with the locust swarm finisher effect.
That's gross.
Fear the dark no longer with your Wildwood Guardian pet at your side. And level up in fashion with the Wildwood Affliction level up effect.
I like that.
Next, let's talk about the Trial of Chaos. Since Early Access launched, we've received a lot of feedback about the Trial of Chaos. It was just
I'm with it.
obvious that it wasn't good enough. So we've gone through pretty much every part of this trial and made
God,
improvements
please don't
across the
have
board.
made it
There's
worse.
so much to cover here, so let's just fire away with some of the more important changes. Starting with a banger. You can now leave the Trial of Chaos between rooms and resume later at your leisure.
Cool.
Alongside improving almost every aspect of the encounter types, we've made far more of the rooms just about slaying all the enemies, instead of the more specific objectives like escorting the statue or implanting soul cores. We've
That is an
increased the
improvement.
size of that pesky elevator and made them more responsive. We've made the doors between rooms open quicker and from further away. We've shortened the distance between rooms to have less running. We've added a lot more inherent scaling to the area and to the Trial of Sekimas too, to account for the lack of Atlas Tree. We've made the Trial Master only time freeze to spawn in all the monsters once at the start of the run, instead of in many of the rooms. On top of that, we have done a full pass on all the modifiers, making them significantly less dangerous at lower tiers, and rising to the same difficulty at their maximum tier. Additionally, all the modifiers now grant bonuses to item rarity too. The modifiers now also have better descriptions, being more explicit about what danger you're signing up for. We've also
Same,
added a
Perpy.
new kind
Same.
of modifier, called a wager modifier. These are meta mods that can significantly increase the danger and reward of your trial. For example, this one increases the tier of every modifier already applied to your run, but in exchange for that, doubles all the currency you've earned so far in the run. There's about a dozen of these, and they have some pretty
Kinda cool.
interesting effects. Sometimes you want to apply them early in the run, other times late. They add a very cool dynamic element to the mod selection between rooms. The Uxmal the Beast Lord boss fight in the Trial of Chaos has had its arena redesigned entirely. Less flying, more attacking. The more significant elite monsters that spawn during the Trial of Chaos are now more dangerous, but more rewarding. Speaking of rewards, you can now also find these chests between each room to get some bonus items for your efforts. And the rewards available when choosing modifiers no longer offer random corrupted items, now exclusively offering only currency items and soul cores. Oh, and we've done a full balance pass on those too, to make them more powerful, alongside adding some new ones to the trial and endgame.
Corrupting will always result in change. That's kind of cool.
Speaking of the trial and endgame, for those looking for a greater challenge, you'll no longer need to have to stop after 10 rooms. You can now continue all the way to room 30,
Good
with
lord.
the difficulty and rewards escalating as you progress. Combined with the previously mentioned wager modifiers, the rewards of these runs can get very, very juicy. Reaching these later rooms will also allow you to obtain all 3 Trial Master fragments in a single run, giving skilled players a clear and reliable path towards facing the Trial Master rather than leaving their progress entirely to chance. We've
Also
moved
cool.
the functionality of the wager currency mechanic from magic inscribed ultimatums that could drop from the Trial Master into the base mechanic. This can be accessed at the end of every 10th room. Overall, this is a much more polished version of the Trial of Chaos, and we think it addresses many of the concerns players have raised over the past several months. When we introduced the new endgame in Return of the Ancients, we wanted the journey through the fortress to feel epic, and it was.
Yes.
But your first time progressing through it, it is a massive undertaking. With a fresh economy, we wanted to make the fortress easier to complete. So in 055, we're making some changes.
Felt like
After
it was
completing
fine.
the main quest line, you can now just venture out of the fortress and find another Arbiter of Divinity key. By defeating this, more difficult version of the boss, all remaining sections of the fortress will be automatically completed. Now, onwards to Abyss.
Okay,
We're
that's
introducing
cool.
a new Atlas feature centered around it. We wanted to add more things to find when exploring the Infinite Atlas. So, we've added these new abyssal ravines that can appear. Each map on the ravines has abysses in it, and as you complete each along it, the next map gets more and more rewarding as you push the Abyssal Legion back. When you reach the last map on the ravine, you'll have a guaranteed Abyssal boss encounter. The Forbidden Rites event will not have Runes of Aldo content in each area. But
Aw.
fret not. Pharaoh, Danig, and Expedition content is still going to be available in the Atlas as core, and that includes standard leagues. You can now continue to find expeditions in-game, but from Act 4 onwards. In the endgame, expedition tablets will now be available, allowing for
Okay.
some new levels of investment into the league. Such as having 2 full expeditions in just one area,
That's cool.
alongside up to 2 standalone remnant encounters. With tablet mods, you can now even get many sentries per expedition, resembling an almost sentry minion build as you run around and apply runic modifiers to monsters across the maps.
The fuck are those?
The existing Runes of Aldo League will continue to run, so if you want to keep playing there, finishing your endgame and completing challenges, feel free to do so. So that's all our new content summarized for this Event League and 055 update. In case you didn't see it alongside Path of Exile 1's release for Curse of the Allflame, here's a reminder to check out our supporter packs and mystery box that release with it, which are now fully available for use in Path of Exile 2 as well. These include the Plague and Remedis, a new tracking scroll, / mystery box balance path, the new release. Thanks for your support. Now, we had originally thought we were going to deploy a much larger balance pass in this patch, but unfortunately, with all the other work going on for our 1.0 release, we were not able to get these changes ready in time.
Ghetto.
It's been a lot more work than we expected, so rather than deploy something substandard, we decided it would be better to take our time with the balance changes and just release the Event League anyway. All those balance changes that were slated for 055 will now be happening in 1.0 instead.
That's terrible.
The full
So
release
it's-
patch
it's
is
just the
shaping
same
up to be a
league.
huge one. And if you haven't done so yet, you can acquire exclusive milestone rewards just by signing up at pathofexile2.com for the Hope you join us for ExileCon.
Alright, Shug. Well, after watching all of that shit, let's see, what was your exact question? Are we excited for 5.5? No. Not at all. 0%.
Remember,
I'd rather just keep playing Path 1, I think.
alright. What's that thing?
2 seconds.
Time and tide wait for no man.
Stay sharp out there.
Alright, I'm back. So, how are you feeling about it, Shug? You asked me the question. The biggest thing is I don't mind the changes because I like the end game of Path was already good to me in 0.50 and all that stuff. So I really just wanted there to be some balance changes so I could try out some new builds. So that's really what I'm annoyed about. All the other stuff is whatever. The lack of patch is ghetto.
Just remember, humanity needs us.
While you be time and tide wait.
Come here, quickly. Ah, your body has survived my gift. Now,
Can I go in?
test your new power. Wield the flame.
47. Alright. I do want growth and decay. Right? I mean, that looks good. Don't need mines. Oh. Oh, that looks real good. Let's go that way. They do make them damn things tanky. That is for sure. Well, Perpy, what build do you think you're gonna start? Well, that sucked. And it kept my cooldown, so it didn't trigger the traps, but I didn't get my trap cooldown back. That's fucking ghetto. And I'm intoxicated. So there's a new unique ring that they added that increases the chance of a extra poison. I want to look into the. Okay. All right. Maybe it's not you. Betrayal Sting does give movement speed, chance to inflict an additional poison. So it still applies to my mind's proxies. Cool. That looks like a good item. Yeah, next to spot. I was like, did Buddy run all the way down here, maybe? Felt like he ran off the screen, but alright. Hmm. Definitely need more recovery and more tinkiness. I feel squishy.
I remember humanity needs us.
Farewell.
It's the Watcher's Eye.
Good tidings.
Whack. I guess because I switched characters, I lost the TP. Yeah. They got a significant amount of life on hit. It should carry me through for a little bit. Such a long act.
My life and my work shall not suffer this humiliation again.
Sis, you're already phased. Why are you still shooting lightning balls at me? Say, where's Fire Stomper? Old Firefoot. Golly, I hate how long this act is. No, they confirmed 330 is this month or this year. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be in November. So we'll have this event for PoE 2 starting next week. Says it's a month long. And then early November we'll get PoE 1. And it'll have about a month until PoE 2. I also don't think they should do that. My guess is two things. A, they want to stick to their word of not having PoE affect 1 again, or 2 affect 1 again. And B, their shareholders probably don't want them to take a 5-month period with no major release. But yeah, they didn't line them so, like, feeling like they needed to release it PoE 2 before the holiday season kind of backed them into a corner, right? Because then what's the other excuse, or what's the other alternative? If you don't release PoE 1 in December, you're damn sure, or in November, you're not going to release it in December. You're damn sure not going to release it in January, where you want everyone focused on your new game. So, what, February? So then you've gone from July to February? So they have a lot of supporter packs to sell before the year is out. Because don't forget, yeah, I mean, it was a long time from Settlers to Merc, but they were able to extend that time financially by selling PoE 2 access codes. When PoE launches, it's free to play, which means you need the exact same waves of income from microtransactions. You can't just not have a league and not sell microtransactions for 5 months. Slave to their own revenue model. And since 330 is supposed to be in-game defining for PoE 1, I am actually worried about him. This little mini league that's coming out next week almost has me not wanting to play it, right? Like, I kind of would rather keep playing PoE 1. These challenge leagues are going to make me feel like I have to play unless I just get over that on my own and skip challenges like I do in PoE 1. I mean, I'm at 10 challenges this league, probably, I don't know, 400 hours into the league with 10 challenges done. If I can get my PoE 2 brain to do that same thing, I won't play PoE 2 next week. But if I do play, I'm gonna have to play my Impending Doom chunk, I guess. It's probably what I'll play. I cannot believe we watched that whole reveal only for that to be some shit coming in December. I thought for sure that was gonna be next week. That's crazy. And it looked like ass. It's like, okay, so if you press this button and hold this button and then release this button and then press that button, I'm not doing all that. I'm telling you right now, I'm not doing that. Oh, right, all that for a 10% chance to get a frenzy charge, which you need in order to switch stances in order for your cyclone or whirlwind or whatever the fuck it's called in this game to actually deal that, bro. Fuck all of you sideways with a sick beat. Right, so we're gonna finish up this boss, and then I need to go be a parent before bedtime. But I'm gonna try to get this build to end game so we can evaluate damage.
So strong. So dedicated. A man like you would never disappoint a lady. You're a gift, don't you see? A sumptuous feast for His Majesty on his wedding day. Really, we are both so touched by your generosity.
Damn, you talk a lot.
Farewell. Always keep your eyes on the horizon.
Did I finish the act? No, we missed one. Some decent poison damage, huh?
And thus, farewell. Good. With the another. Farewell. Clear. Beautiful. Yeah.
Simon's side waits for no man.
Missing one? No, I guess I'd come back already. Let's switch pearls. I don't need life tap. Builds, traps. Yeah, I can switch to an advanced trap. Which gives me another slot, so I guess we'll do like Deadly Elements. What life am I missing? 'Cause I don't have nearly enough HP. Here's some. Okay. This is probably a good stopping spot. I am liking how it's feeling. And I'm not worried about the damage side of it at all. We are going to need to do some work to solve defenses. Like, obviously, going block is the duh, why don't you do this method? But we're not in a place on the tree that makes that easy, so we're either going to have to path to make it easy, or go with something else. Alright guys, I will see you tomorrow, or we'll be streaming, might be YouTubing. We'll see. Don't forget,
Make the totems do the work.